friends, it's Chef Grace here, and have you ever thought to yourself, man, I have too many tortillas? I've thought that to myself, and today we are going to bring a solution to you inspired by Boss Food Truck's Loaded Nachos. We are going to make some dessert nachos. So come follow me into the kitchen and let's get cooking. So we've got our melted butter ready. If you look at your ingredient list, you'll see that it says 1/2 cup of butter, and then in parentheses it says melted. So that's one of those hidden steps in the ingredient list, just like with our pancakes. So boom, we've got our butter melted right here. Our next step is to cut our tortilla into 1/8. So we're going to use a long chef's knife. I'm going to cut it in half. So we got 2 pieces. Cut it into 4ths, got 4 pieces. Oop. Cut it in half again, you got 6 pieces, and for the last cut, you're gonna have 8 pieces. So we're gonna have these really nice little triangles, just like what you get at the Mexican restaurants with your little salsa. And to make this go by a little bit faster, we are just gonna take the whole stack and cut them into 1/8 again. If you want to have some practice with your knife, you can cut them one by one, but we want to cook smarter, not harder. After you've cut your little slices, you're just going to plop them into our butter, and just like how we did with our puppy chow, we're going to mix it all around so that each of the slices of tortilla is equally coated with butter. The butter is going to help our cinnamon sugar mixture stick to the tortillas so they will be evenly coated and crystallized and sweet and delicious. If you need a little extra pressure when you're cutting, you can put your hand on the top of the knife to give some more force. So, just like a little pizza, we have our beautiful slices. And stick those all in the bowl. And I'm going to use my hands to mix it up, so make sure you have clean hands before you jump into this. Some of the tortilla slices may want to stick together, but we want to make sure we separate them and coat all of the sides with butter. So once those are all evenly coated, and just when you thought you weren't going to get any messier, you were wrong, because we are going to add our sugar and our cinnamon. Thank you, Chef Ethan.
Welcome, Chef Grace.
Alright, and get those messy hands even messier. Gonna incorporate all that cinnamon and that sugar. Okay, I cannot tell you all how good this smells right now. I love the smell of cinnamon. It reminds me of Christmas, but you can have cinnamon at any time of the year. For instance, this summer with the KidsCook program. Alright, if you have some that are not as evenly coated like this one, you can give it a little massage with your hands, and then it can be a little more evenly coated. I've got a lot of cinnamon sugar mixture on the bottom, so we're going to incorporate that into the rest of it. Once you feel like you have everything all evenly mixed up together, we are going to wash our hands for a clean slate. We're going to grab our cookie sheet to start laying out our dessert tortilla chips. Alright, I've still got a little bit of cinnamon and my nooks and crannies in my hands, but Chef Desi gave us an awesome life hack earlier, where if you're using butter and you're having a hard time getting the butter washed off your hands, try using some dish soap, because that will work really well. So after we have our clean hands, we are going to lay out our little tortilla chips as closely as we can without having them touch. They may curl up a little bit as they bake, and we don't want them to stick together in the oven. You can make whatever pattern you like, but I think I'm going to do this little zigzaggedy pattern. Alright, so it looks like this is all it's going to fit on this cookie sheet. So we already have our oven preheating to 400 degrees. We're going to pop these bad boys in there for 8 to 12 minutes. Keep an eye on them because all ovens work differently. We're going to wait until they get golden brown. It's alright if they look a little chewy or a little soft, because they will continue to cook a little bit as they cool. Alright, let's pop these in the oven. Alright, so during our pumpkin oatmeal bar video, I got called out because I did not pulled the rack out before putting the pumpkin bars in the oven. So I'm calling all of you out to make sure that when you cook this recipe, you pull the oven rack out so we can keep our forearms safe. So, pulling it out just like this with my oven mitts. And sticking these in there. Alright, see you in 8 to 12 minutes. So friends, get ready for this. This is our first two-part recipe. So our chips are in the oven right now, and we are going to make a fancy little dessert dip to go along with it. So the base of our dip is going to be cream cheese and softened butter. So make sure your butter is at room temperature. We are going to put these two together in the bowl first and whip them up really fast so they're well combined and a little bit fluffy. And then that's when we'll add the rest of our ingredients. Alright, you're going to have to break out your muscles for this one. It's a little tough to combine them, but the more you combine it, the easier it'll be. So just be patient with it. And we are just about combined here. So you can see that there are no cream cheese chunks, there are no butter chunks. It's one fluffy, smooth color. And with that, I'm going to add the rest of my ingredients. Powdered sugar, brown sugar, the vanilla, and my favorite, the chocolatey chips. Come on. Okay. And we're just going to mix these up again. Alright, you want to look out for little pockets of dry ingredients to make sure you get those evenly combined. Because that'd be kind of a bummer to think you're getting a bunch of nice, delicious dip, and then you have all this dry brown sugar or dried powdered sugar. We want a nice, smooth, evenly combined dip. Alright, so I've smoothed out the top just so it looks a little cuter. If you want to save a couple of chocolate chips for the end too, it could look real nice if you sprinkle them on top. But for now, we are going to wait until our chips are ready and we are going to serve them together for the most delicious dessert ever. The timer went off, the chips are ready, so let's open up the oven. And again, we are pulling out the rack. Ugh. Okay, these look incredible. We have a couple that look a little soft, but I know that they'll keep baking after we take them out. So I'm gonna let these cool for around 5 minutes. And we are gonna put our second batch in for another 10 to 12 minutes. All right, we'll see you soon. Dun, 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 dun. Here are our delicious cinnamon sugar chips inspired by Boss Food Truck and our delicious, I don't even know what you call it, our cookie dough, chocolate chip, cream cheese, deliciousness dip. I'm sure we'll think of a better name later, but for now we are going to spoon or fork on a little bit of our dip onto our chip as to avoid double dipping. I'm gonna take a bite. Okay, did you all hear that crunch? These are so good, and I love that we use the coarse sugar. There's so much texture, so much good mouthfeel going on right now. The cream cheese dip is so creamy and cheesy, which makes sense because it's made of cream cheese. I'm so excited for you all to try how gosh darn delicious these are. So send us your pics, post them on Facebook, and hashtag them KidsCookGG. We can't wait to see all the awesome stuff you create. Bye.